Welcome into the PHNX Daily Bet Show, brought to you by the one and only DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and leave a 5-star review. I'm Shane Dieffenbach, joined by Johnny Venerable, as always. Johnny, what in the world did we just witness over this last weekend? We were spoiled.
We were. It was the best divisional round in recent memory. I've got an article coming up on PHNX. Go PHNX.com about it. So if you can appreciate the games as they were, which I'm having difficult doing because of the story I'm about to tell, the games themselves, fantastic, especially when you can remove this fraudulent team from the equation and you don't have to, you're not thoroughly invested. You want to bomb it every 2 seconds, but the games were fantastic. My betting day yesterday took a very dark turn. I don't know if that's where we want to start.
Oh yeah. We'll start here. Oh, it was so fun.
Johnny story time. So, and we'll talk about our picks here in a second. On Friday, my lock of the week was the LA Rams. I felt great about it. And I was waiting to see if that number continued to go up in Tampa's favor. And I put $150 down, not only on the Rams money line, but Tampa in every playoff game with Tom Brady has eclipsed 30 points. The LA Rams offense has been playing well. They were getting healthier. So I said, I'm going to take the over at 48.5. And long story short, 150 was going to pay out roughly 630 total. So about, I don't know what the math is on that, 380 in profit. And the game started out great. I never felt like the game was in jeopardy with the Rams not covering, or excuse me, winning outright, even when they tied it. The over was dicey. Entering the fourth quarter, I needed 10 points to hit the over. To comfortably sit there and hit the over. I had passed on multiple cash outs throughout the game.
I have the
highest cash out that I was going to receive was about 308, which was $150. In profit. And I held my ground. I was at the point with roughly 4 minutes remaining, especially after that non-flag penalty on not on Tampa, but on LA, which caused change of position. There was a bunch of crazy shit that happened in that fourth quarter where
before we get into the fourth quarter, I just want to read some text to lay out the story.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Right before the fourth quarter started at 2:41 p.m., Johnny Venerable texts me, the live over remains nearly identical, so that's promising. This or a 9-point fourth quarter, and sends me that cash out total of $307.27. And before the fourth quarter started, the Rams are still up 14 points. And I said, brother, the Rams might blow this. Did you ride? This is going to be sweaty. And you said, yep, I need 3 here. And that was when they fumbled, and you said, oh God, oh my God, the Cam Akers fumble and that Stafford mishap snap unreal. So continue.
And then I thought I was done. I thought I'm out $150. I'm sick. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to buy the family an embarrassment of riches via the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I was promising my kids treasures. My kids just got a bunch of new play mats. We were going to double up on that. It's expensive new play mat that's like $250. I said, let's get another one. And so it's called the Nugget. If you don't know, look it up. Okay. Fast forward, the Cam Akers fumble, the second Cam Akers fumble, and Tampa gets the ball again down 7. I am feverishly trying to get a cash out just to save face with my wife, because she knew and she didn't okay the bet, but I'm like, I'm gonna put $150 down because I feel really good about this. And I said, if I get a cash out, I'm going to take it. That was my mentality, right? Even if Tampa scores to tie the game, the over officially hits.
When Tampa scored to tie the game, you texted me in all caps, where's my cash out? Exclamation point.
I wanted a cash out.
Exclamation point, question mark.
And then I was texting with 2 of my other buddies, and they said, don't you dare take the cash out. I said, the Rams are going to blow this game, right? The over had hit, but now, of course, Brady Magic was taking over. And so I didn't take the cash out. I said, let me see how this possession goes, because like outside of a turnover, I at least will have time to go to OT, right? Rams have 2 timeouts left. There's 45 seconds remaining. The first play of that drive, go back and watch if you haven't already. Stafford tries a QB mother effing draw. And at that point, they had to burn a timeout. I said, I've seen enough. They're blowing this game. He almost fumbles the ball. So I take a cash out that nets me about $106, right?
$113, $263. You said, I'm
Yeah,
passing, you said. And then I said, there is no way the Rams win. There is no way. And you
it's
said, I
over.
took it. And then a minute after you said, oh my God.
So right after that play, they take a timeout. He hits Cooper Kupp back-to-back plays to get in field goal range. I am roughly 30 seconds from that cash out of losing my entire bet, of hitting my bet. My bet was correct. The end of the long story short, but I was impulsive. I wanted to save face, and I wanted to come out ahead. So, oh my goodness, come out ahead now before Brady breaks their hearts even further in overtime. So I took my $100 and I was crying emotionally. You FaceTime me with Leah to congratulate me, not knowing that I had taken the cash out, which undoubtedly made things worse. That was a horrific series of events that you guys thought you were congratulating me. It's like, oh my God, you've won almost $400. Hooray. So what did I do? I told my wife, I said, we're going to let this $100 ride. My guy Shane loves the Buffalo Bills money line tonight. I said, we hit the money line. We're going to be able to buy these play mats. It's going to be great. We're going to net out almost $250 profit today. And then what happened, Shane? Then what happened?
The Bills, instead of sitting back with 7 seconds left, decided to not only blitz 4, but blitz in general. Literally, this doesn't make sense to me. Like, he has to throw it fast anyway. Why are you even blitzing? You dropped 12.
Why are you squibbing the kickoff
yes.
when it's not Patrick Mahomes on the kickoff, and then you can eliminate they squib the kickoff, you eliminate at least 4 or 5 seconds easily. Oh my God. So at the end, long story short, I cashed in 150. I cashed out 150.
Yep. Well, that's just how it goes sometimes. The only bad thing about the DraftKings Sportsbook app is it's so damn fast that the cash outs are always available for you. The UI, the user interface is fantastic, and you're able to cash out when sometimes
here's a quick thing. DraftKings could have screwed me too on my cash out after this, because I had the cash out offer before the Stafford sack fumble.
Yeah.
And they still let me cash it out after that. I thought they were going to remove it, which would have been better for me, but they kept their word. They let me cash out. So it's a very trustworthy app.
Yeah, great app. And right now, new customers can sign up using that promo code PHNX. And ahead of Super Bowl 56, just like the last 2 weeks, there's only 4 teams left, and you can get 56-1 odds on either or on any team on their money line. Bet just $5, get $280 in free bets if the team you bet on wins this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It's safe and secure, and sometimes saddening when stuff like that happens, but it's super fun, and you can deposit and withdraw.
Oh yeah, I mean the games themselves were the most. It's the most fun I've had watching games since the Cardinals played in Dallas, because they've robbed me of so much fun lately.
You know, I rode with you, and I threw $100 on the Bills money line, and I wasn't mad after they lost, because that was one of the best, if not the best, game I'd ever watched live. So I'm not really mad about that. I pay $100 for my entertainment, sweating Gabriel Davis. I have another story actually, but before we get there, remember that's 21 plus, Arizona only, gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. New customers only, eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. So, producer Sean, he is a Bills fan through and through, and we were all talking, and we decided that me, him, and Leah would all take a first touchdown score on the Bills, because we had a feeling the Bills were going to score on their first drive if they got the ball. They got the ball and they scored on the first drive. So I took 2 first touchdown scorers, Gabriel Davis and Emmanuel Sanders. And Gabriel Davis scored 4 touchdowns, and neither of them were the first one. Sean took Dawson Knox, and Leah took Stephon Diggs. Nobody took Devin Singletary because of his odds. It was just like, if they run the ball, whatever. And so they go down, and on that touchdown on 4th down, when, first of all, Josh Allen, the coolest audible or the coolest play call in the world, he did this, and everyone started doing this. I don't know what that is, but that was the pitch play. The pitch play to the left, the 2 receivers blocking on the left side, Gabriel Davis and Emmanuel Sanders. I thought I was for sure going to get money. It was so sad. So that happened. And then he had one of the best performances by a receiver of all time in the playoffs, if not the best, with 4 touchdowns. No one has ever done that before, but none of them were the first touchdown. Unfortunately, we have to do this. We have to go over our picks. We'll throw up mine first. I big whiffed on all of my picks. 0 for 4 on that one. Just a sad weekend, but this happens sometimes, guys. Not the best couple weeks for us, but we bounced back. Johnny had a great week. Johnny went 3 for 4 on his picks, including his Rams plus 2.5 as his lock.
Yeah, I took the Chiefs on Friday's show. I need to explain myself, but I wanted to ride with my guy Shane. Over the weekend, I liked what I had been hearing from Buffalo more and more. It was just, I mean, like they should have won that game. They played a flawless game offensively late in that game. I thought they got a little conservative in the second and third quarter, running the ball too much. But I know Buffalo was down both their starting safeties. If I'm a Bills fan and I lose Brian Daboll this offseason, which it looks like he could be the next coach of the New York Giants, I've got concerns about Sean McDermott and his inability to stop. I know it's Mahomes, but
for sure.
Seconds, you just that can't happen. You're a defensive head coach. Leslie Frazier's getting head coaching interviews. To me, that I can't feel good about it. But yeah, I had a nice weekend, and I was really a Packer. That was the biggest shock of the weekend.
The Packers were. It's a lot like the Chargers team in 2000. What was that? 11 when they had the number 1 ranked DVOA on offense and the number 1 ranked DVOA on defense, but the 32nd special teams unit in the NFL, the worst in the NFL, and that cost them a playoff spot. They didn't make the playoffs with that team. Midway through the third quarter, I accidentally bet $50 on Tyreek Hill hitting 100 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. I was sick to my stomach until Pat Mahomes hit him with the pass with a minute. Yeah, dude, that was. First of all, the peace sign, ridiculous that you can do that without getting flagged, but ridiculous that you can do that to somebody that is ahead of you. He was behind the linebacker. It's just ridiculous.
It's just going to go down as, and Buffalo could eventually have their time, but when you're Kansas City and you have 3 all-time greats at their respective positions, you've got a Hall of Fame head coach, you've got a Hall of Fame quarterback. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are probably going to go to the Hall of Fame. It stacks up for what's a 4th consecutive Kansas City AFC Championship game. Not even New England did that.
Hosted in Kansas City.
Right.
If there's one thing we can agree on after last night, that quarterback rivalry is going to be incredible for the next.
Thank God they're not in the NFC. Thank flipping God.
The AFC future quarterbacks are so fun. You get Burrow, Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, and obviously Josh Allen. Going to be so fun. Joel Ramirez said he won $300 on that bet.
It's nice all the NFC quarterbacks are either bad or old. So, I mean, if you, real quick, because I have to bring it back to the Cardinals. Cardinal fans, if you're watching that game last night, and anybody who wants to move off of Kyler Murray, like you have to have a quarterback of that caliber of athlete to win a Super Bowl. So the Cardinals need to support Kyler Murray to get him to that point. Those are 2 franchises that have done a beautiful job with their personnel and their head coaching. Like Gabriel Davis went 14 picks behind Lecky Fotu, defensive tackle, Arizona Cardinals, did not have a pressure or a sack this year. That's the difference in the NFL.
One thing I do want to say before we move on from this game, the escapability and elusiveness we saw from Mahomes last night was otherworldly. That was the best I've seen him on his feet. And if he can add that consistently, I don't know if he can even get better, but my God, it's going to be scary.
That was like his best mobility I think maybe it was because he was hurt last year, especially in the Super Bowl. He got his ass kicked. But I mean, like that, if you're not picking that team to win it all, I don't know what you're doing.
And just like you said, with how you switched your pick for the Bills, I wish we could do these shows the morning of the games, because I woke up yesterday. We could. A gross feeling in my stomach about the Buccaneers, and I threw the house on the Rams. Even though I picked the Bucs on this show, I
convinced you, because that was my lock of the week. You know what convinced
me? This is what convinced me. Seeing that Tristan Wirfs wasn't playing, that literally sealed it. I saw that and I threw.
And that game should not have been as close as it was. Like if Cam Akers doesn't fumble on the 1, or Stafford doesn't have that fluke fumble over his head, like everybody needs to. And I know we'll talk about these picks next week or later this week. The LA Rams are going to the Super Bowl. Prepare yourself. They're the better team. They have the better quarterback and head coach. They're going to the Super Bowl. It's sickening.
All right, let's get into our props, and then we'll get into our picks for tonight. We'll go with mine first. I think I went no props from the last week. Sorry, Jacob, I didn't mean to do this to you. Props from the weekend.
A lot of moving parts, Jacob.
Yeah, Derrick Henry pretty much stymied in that game. There was a lot of yards for Hiller to be had. So he didn't reach that. I did hit on his first touchdown score, though, so that was fun. Deebo Samuel totally eclipsed that receiving total. I think he had 180.
God, that was easy money.
Stafford somehow didn't throw a pick in that game. He was just amazing. So 1 for 3. Not the best weekend for your boy, but Johnny did pick up the slack. We'll go to his props.
I did, yeah. I did not hit my Randall Cobb anytime TD because Aaron Rodgers was completely dejected. Didn't look like he wanted to be there in that game. We'll talk about that later. The Gronk first TD. That didn't work out either.
No.
And then the Josh Allen over passing TD.
That's free money.
Bet. Yeah, that was the easiest bet of the weekend. I did not see both Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers being, I think, shut out of the. Did either of them throw a touchdown? Or did we get one touchdown to Devontae? And no. Either one of them. It was AJ Dillon.
Yeah.
Think about that. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. No, neither one of them threw a touchdown.
Yep. And Jimmy G didn't need to either. The Niners offense didn't score a touchdown, and they won that game. So yeah. Just ridiculous. Okay. Well, it's a new week. It's time to get hot again, Johnny. You know, we were scorching hot at the end of December, and even for the first week of January, and this last week we haven't been great. But now it's time to pick up the slack, and I'm feeling good about these picks tonight. So we'll go into my picks for this slate tonight. I got the Suns minus 9.5, and then I got the Pacers and Pelicans under 215. The Pacers and Pelicans are two teams that the Pacers are shooting, like their shooting splits on their team are some of the worst in the NBA right now. I think they're going to march out the same roster tonight. And the Pelicans, Brandon Ingram is out. It's going to be a Jonas Valanciunas show, I think. So keep an eye out for his props as well. And then Stars money line. They're playing a Philly team that's lost 11 straight or something ridiculous. So the Suns. I mean, it doesn't matter if Crowder and Campaign are out. The Jazz are so injured. No Donovan Mitchell, no Rudy Gobert, no Bogdanovich. It's just not a great team right now for the Jazz.
So you were trying to convince me before the show to take the Suns and that robust line. I've gone back and forth. I don't really know what you put on the graphic, Jacob. Can we see the graphic for the Suns game? Okay, so 9.5. Fair warning. I was going to take the Jazz because they're too well coached. I think their culture will not allow them to lose by 9.5, but Shane says I have to take the Suns, so I get to take the Suns 9.5. Full transparency, the Chicago Bulls somehow are only 1.5 point favorite. Minimal travel to Oklahoma City that has only won 14 games. DeMar DeRozan, I'll talk about him in a second, is putting on an all-star campaign. I like the Bulls big in that game, so get that line while you can. And then the Knicks just beat the Clippers, right? I think they're going to put together a nice little winning streak. I think I was tempted to take the money line against the Cavs. I'm not going to, but I like plus 6.5 against a Cavalier team that's fun, that's nice. I mean, Garland's a good player, but I'm not buying them in the stretch run of the season. And I think the Knicks are about to go on a little bit of a roll. They're too well coached.
Yeah, well, the reason why that line is like that is because Levine is doubtful, and then obviously Caruso and Lonzo Ball are out. But even with those guys out, yeah, even with those guys out, I like maybe Nikola Vucevic can get his head out of his goddamn ass.
Maybe LeVar can suit up tonight and take Lonzo's plays.
We'll get into our props for tonight. We'll go with me first. The same game in that Bulls game with Lonzo being out and with Levine being out and Caruso, no perimeter defense. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 24.5 points seems free. Give me that all day. I think he's going to be on the court for like 35 plus minutes tonight if that game stays close. So I'm taking his over point total. And then we got to go back to one of my favorite players in the NBA. These are my two favorite players to bet on in the NBA right now with their props. Julius Randle has been quiet in the last couple games, and I haven't taken him for anything points related. I think he has a big night tonight. 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The man has a double-double every night almost, and it goes with either rebounds or assists. I could see a triple double for him tonight, so I'm taking over 33.5.
I've got one prop tonight. I just foreshadowed it, and Shane mentioned all the injuries to the Chicago Bulls. They're going to go with a guy that just dropped 41. I know it was a loss against Orlando. That will be the default scoring option for the Bulls tonight if they win the tip. Plus 450. That's easy money. He's going to get the first shot, just as whether or not it's going to go in. So DeRozan at plus 450. Throw $20 on that. Make some coin on a Monday.
$90 return. We'd love to see that. Anything else to tell the people, Johnny, before we get out of here?
Yeah, I've got an article going live this weekend, tonight at gophnx.com. Do you know what a dog is in a football term, Shane? If I asked you, this guy's a dog, right? Yeah. What do you think that means?
Just a competitor, baby. Got some spirit.
Just say badass guy in the foxhole with you, toughness leader. And we saw dogs on display all this weekend. Debo Samuel, Chris Jones, Joe Burrow. how many dogs do the Arizona Cardinals really have? Right. I'm talking about that and more at GoPHNX.com.
I love that.
Where are the dogs at for the Cardinals? They can. The Niners won without scoring a touchdown, right? The Rams had like 5 turnovers. They won because they have Aaron Donald. They've got Jalen Ramsey. Outside of Budda Baker and maybe J.J. Watt, Cardinals need an infusion of dogs, need an infusion of toughness. I'm writing about that at GoPHNX.com. Get a membership for the year, or dip your toe in, 50 cents for the first month, $8.99 for the subsequent month. But again, the better deal is for the annual membership, $59.88. That equates to less than $5 a month. You get a free t-shirt from our PHNX merchandise locker. All good things. We're kicking into high gear with both ASU, U of A basketball, both men's and women's, and then we got the Suns as the best team in the NBA. Yep. So you want to get your membership now.
Big game tonight for the Sun Devils. They will be without Bobby Hurley and Jay Heath as they were suspended in that ridiculous game over the weekend. If you saw the free throw numbers, you would know what I'm talking about. So we'll be doing a post-game show right after that. Tip is at 9 p.m. They're at USC. Tough matchup, but hey, it's college basketball. You never know what happens. Join Johnny Foxhole on GoPHNX.com. Read that stuff. Sounds like a good article in the making. Johnny, can I get a bark from you before we sign off? Thanks for tuning in as always. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. Peace.